Good evening, Los Angeles. Manifold here. I hope everyone's having a great day today. We are back with another Helldivers 2 video, one that I talk about a lot on the channel, on stream, and one that I feel is very important for the longevity, well, the continued longevity and the enjoyability of this game, and that is the weapons. Now, as you can see at the time making this video, I'm level 62. We are fighting the Terminids in the gloom, so this is, of course, a recent video that I'm making right now, and one that I think is pretty important. Now, just to get it out of the way, there are more pressing things that need to be addressed in the game, of course, such as stability, crashes, and lagging, you know, like heavy FPS drops. I'm by no means saying that any of these things in this video should be added, needs to be added, or is, you know, a pressing issue to add. There are more important things to add into the game and to fix in the game right now that need addressing first. Because, of course, you can't use weapons if you can't play the game. But enough lollygagging. I'm making a video to discuss things that I want to see added into the game, in particular to weapons. Weapon changes that should be implemented in the game. And of course, just my opinion, not saying any of this needs to happen, but I always love making videos like this, just discussing changes that you guys feel would benefit the game, and things that, you know, we can agree upon, disagree upon even, and have a discussion about it. It's not about fighting, it's not about trying to prove one person wrong or saying one idea is better than the other, but it's about having a discussion on how we can make this game even better and, you know, have this game go on for as long as possible. So, the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things, I'm going to talk about three things here. I'm not going to make it a super extensive video, but I do want to have a discussion. One of the things I feel like that needs to be added into this game, that it would be a world of change, is secondary weapon customizations. Now, I'm going to go on over here. I'm live in this game right now, as you can see. They have stolen my laugh from me. I don't know what to do about that. But as you can see here, secondary weapons. I don't have a ton of secondary weapons unlocked. I think I have 4 bonds, and, you know, as you can see, I think this is the Halo gun. Yeah, I've got the Halo gun right here. I'm fine with the Halo gun not having attachments, but even something simple as the Peacemaker, the Redeemer, my favorite, the Dagger, or the Grenade Pistol, let us throw some attachments on these things. Of course, I'm not saying add anything super overpowered. You know, I'm not saying give it the equivalent of the primary weapon customizations that we have, but at least give us something to help improve the usage of the secondary weapons. Even something as simple as camos. You know, I love camos in this game. I love being able to customize my kit in any game, and adding camos for secondary weapons to match our primaries and match our armor would be cool too. But adding something, you know, adding maybe a few attachments, of course, like we see with the primary weapons right now. Some of them only have like 1 or 2 attachments you can add on it. I think that would be a great way to introduce that to the secondary weapons. You know, maybe in one of the next patches coming up in the next few months or so. Maybe give us a deeper magazine on one of them. Maybe give us something as simple as a sight, or something like the thing that goes on the front of the gun to help with shooting. You know, another idea I had was maybe a dual-wield attachment. Maybe that throws the power balance just completely out the window, but letting us hold 2 secondary weapons, maybe in exchange for a grenade slot or exchange for a stratagem spot, I feel like would be pretty cool to have. Maybe have a stratagem that lets us hold 2 secondary weapons. I don't know if people would be able to break that and, you know, hold 2 primary weapons. That'd be pretty funny, but maybe an attachment or stratagem to help us hold 2 primary weapons, or secondary weapons, or an attachment to do so. You know, I feel like this would help with variability a lot more. I'm talking more about the attachments, not the dual wielding one. This would help with deeper customization a lot more, and would help replayability a lot more, would help different builds be viable, and would, in my opinion, just be better for the game. You know, I feel like there's nothing wrong with customization, especially in a game like this, one that they want to go on for years to come, and one that I want to go on for years to come. Having this kind of variability is what keeps a game going for years to come. Number 2 on this list, and I don't know if this would be seen as controversial or not. This is something I thought of and I've talked about in a previous video and on stream, but I would want to see different ammo types that upgrade your gun's armor penetration. Now, I'm not talking about anything extremely broken. I was thinking more so the Liberator. I love the Liberator. I know that this is supposed to be your first gun. This is an introduction to the game, but it sucks that it's only light armor penetrating. And as we go through the guns here, you're going to see, I mean, SMGs are both light penetrating. A lot of these shotguns, as you can see, are light penetrating. And a lot of these, well, this isn't, but a lot of these laser weapons, and if you've seen any of my videos or any of my streams, you'll know that I love laser weapons. And I know I don't have the double-edged sickle yet, and I know that that's like the upgrading laser variant, you know, that lets you deal more armor penetration damage the longer you shoot it. But I feel like having an ammo type for each weapon that would upgrade its armor penetration by 1 tier would be really good. Now, I'm saying 1 tier. I'm not saying we can go in and take the Liberator and jack it up to heavy armor pen. I'm not saying that. But something to help bring these lower tier weapons into a tier that would be viable for them to use. Now, of course, with something like upgrading your armor penetration on a gun with ammo, I am a firm believer that there needs to be downsides as well. So, say for the Liberator here, Liberator has 45 ammo in each magazine. If you're going to upgrade it to medium pen, bring that down to 30. You know, if you have the extended magazines on it, extended mag would give it 60. If you have extended mags, bring that down to 45. You know, for the laser weapons, if you're going to upgrade, say, the sickle to medium penetration, have it maybe not have it overheat faster, have it need to cool down a lot longer. You know, like the time you're able to use it, before it needs to cool down, have that be increased. Have downsides to upgrading ammo penetration, but give us the option to be able to bring guns into the late game that we either really like and have been using for a while. I feel like that would add a far more diversity into this game. I mean, I love the Scythe. I love the Scythe so much. I think that this is a phenomenal gun. I love laser weapons. You don't have to worry about ammo with it. But as you can see, it's light armor pen. It does nothing against most of the automaton. More recently, since we've been fighting in the gloom, you are not able to do much damage, especially, against Bile Titans, against the Chargers and the Impalers and the Flying Bile Dragons. And being able to upgrade it to medium pen, of course, at the cost of it maybe heating up a lot faster, I feel like would be an amazing change. It would let us use so many different guns on every front, and we wouldn't have to worry about a meta necessarily. Now, of course, I know there's always going to be a meta. I'm not against having a meta. I know there always will be a meta. I've played Apex Legends. I've played League of Legends. I've played Call of Duty Warzone, Call of Duty Multiplayer, Call of Duty Zombies. I know metas exist, and I know there will always be a gun that's better than another. There will always be a gun that is worse than another. But giving us the option to make weapons more viable, I feel like would have the game go a long way, in my opinion. I guess maybe for some of the medium pen weapons, maybe we wouldn't turn those into heavy pen. I haven't really thought too much about that. Let me know what you guys think about that. Would you guys want maybe an attachment that would let us turn medium pen into heavy pen, And not to mention, this would also give us an additional use for our requisition slips, I don't know if you guys saw when I opened up my menu here, but wait, where was that? I'm dumb. I forget where that was that I just was, but I have... I went to customize. I have 50,000 requisition slips. I always am at 50,000, and I have nothing to do with it. I have all the stratagems I want unlocked. I don't see a use in unlocking a 4x scope on the Coyote because I'm just gonna use an iron sights as well. But if you add different attachments that will let us upgrade the penetration of a weapon, this would give us another thing to use our requisition slips for. Maybe have it be super freaking expensive with our rec slips. Maybe have it be 20,000, 30,000 requisition slips to upgrade a weapon or to unlock its ammo type to upgrade its penetration. You know, make it freaking expensive with requisitions. Let us use our requisitions for something while also bringing these old, non-used guns back to life. I don't know. I feel like that's something we could have a discussion about. The number one weapon change I want to see implemented into this game, and I don't know if this is impossible. I don't know if this is even the sentiment of the community, but can we stop nerfing weapons in a PvE game? Well, of course, you know, it's mainly PvE. Mainly PvE until your teammates turn on you or until they drop a 500 kg on your head or they nuke you during extraction. But jokes aside, I have played a lot of PvE games. The most notable PvE game I've played for a long time is Call of Duty Zombies. I started playing all the way back in Black Ops 1. I've played all the way up until Black Ops 6. And it frustrates myself, and I know so many other people, when they nerf weapons in a PvE game. We are not fighting against other people, of course, like I said, for the most part. So why are we nerfing weapons in a PvE game when we should be given these weapons to enjoy? Now, of course, if a weapon is uber overperforming and is, you know, dominating every front, maybe there needs to be some adjustment there. But I'm talking mainly, of course, I have it on screen right now, but the Coyote. I've seen talks, rumors circulating that they might nerf the Coyote. Now, of course, take that with a grain of salt. Might not even be from Arrowhead themselves. But why should we be more worried about them nerfing a weapon when it's good instead of buffing other weapons that are bad? You know? Why are we worried about them nerfing weapons when they should be buffing other weapons that are bad? And that's sad that we are almost expecting them to nerf the Coyote. You know, I've seen so much community sentiment, especially on Reddit, that like, oh, it's going to be banned pretty soon. It's going to be nerfed pretty soon. You know, it's going to be nerfed into the ground. It's going to suck. You know, and the fact that we have this expectation, almost this predisposition that they are going to nerf this gun really sucks in a game like this. We should not be worried about them nerfing a weapon, even if it is good. Now, I didn't say broken. If it's good, if it's viable, we should not be worried about them nerfing that. That's one of the main issues I have with this game. Now, I love this game. I love Helldivers too. Like I said, I'm level 62. I have over 100 hours on it. I know that's weak sauce compared to a lot of you guys out there that are level 100, level 150, you know, that have lived on this game since it came out day one. That is one of the main things I dislike the most about this game is nerfs. We should not be nerfing things in a PvE game. I don't know why that sentiment is out there. I've seen it so many times in so many PvE games. Like I said, COD Zombies, we see them nerfing weapons all the time in COD Zombies. And it's like, why are we nerfing something in a game that has no leaderboards, that you don't really get like an in-game or an out-of-game currency from performing well in the game? You know, you could super credit farm, thankfully, but your gun being good is not going to let you super credit farm faster. Your gun being good is going to help you complete missions, sure, you know, but I'm not saying the weapons need to shoot hell bombs out of them. You know, we don't need a Gatling gun that shoots out hell bombs, though that would be pretty sick, you know, bring back to the Fallout 3 modding days. But we need to not have the community sense and the community fear that they are going to nerf a weapon just because it's good. They should be buffing bad weapons. And that's the point I was trying to make in my last point, is adding different ammo types to upgrade your gun's penetration. That would be phenomenal in bringing worst weapons back up into a meta and buffing them. You know, buffing them. Maybe if a gun's overperforming, maybe if the Coyote's overperforming, this is what I talked about earlier. Maybe if the Coyote's overperforming, or if the Halo gun is overperforming, or if the Liberators are overperforming, hey, let's go ahead and give the Liberator an ammo upgrade that turns it into medium penetrating. Hey, let's give the shotguns and medium penetrating, and let's make them viable again. You know, let's make shotguns viable again. Hey, maybe we throw SMGs a bone and make SMGs, you know, good, so that you don't see one SMG user every 1,500 every 1,500 players you run into, you know? I don't know. I feel like having gun variety, well, not having gun variety, having viable gun variety is essential for a game like this, especially if they want it to go on for a lot longer, especially if they want their fan base to be engaged in the gameplay. Why would I want to go into, you know, the bug front now, especially in the gloom, if they nerf the coyote? You know, like, yeah, I'll still have the liberator. Like, yeah, of course I still have the eruptor, but in the same sense, it's like, why are we like we are forced, I shouldn't say forced, but it feels like we have to use these guns to even win in some of these missions. You know, if I love laser weapons, I can't use the sickle, you know, maybe the double-edged sickle, but I can't use the sickle and have the same effect as I use the coyote or I use the eruptor. But those are just my thoughts. I love talking about this game. I love talking about the possibilities that are added in this game. Are most of them fantasy? Yes. Will most of them never come into the game? Probably. But guess what? I love talking about it regardless, and I love hearing what you guys have to say about it as well. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I read every comment. I love engaging with you guys. I love making videos on things that I would love to see in the game at some point, and I would love to know what you guys have to think about it. Everybody, I hope you guys stay hydrated. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you continue diving for liberty's sake. Take care, everybody.